digest it. What did you guys think you did well, and what are some of the spots you feel like you could have improved on?
Yeah, I think it was a game that, we started a bit slow. Obviously, a little bit of jitters from new players, new environment. And then in the second half, I felt like we really imposed ourselves and showed what, we have. We were unlucky not to score, but I think it was a game that we should have taken the points, but credit to them. They did what they had to do, and they did well.
What's the message from the coaching staff there of looking maybe specifically at that second half and saying, this is who you guys are. This is what we need to expect from second number one of a game.
Yeah, could you repeat the question?
Is the coaching staff kind of telling you guys, hey, what we saw in the second half, we need to see from the very beginning of the game, and if so, are there any nuances to that second half that they want to see?
Yeah, I think when we changed tactically a little bit, what we started the game with, I felt like we were able to press better, and that gave us more chances. I think we were able to create, and yeah, like you said, I think they're going to give us more positive energy throughout the week of what we did in that second half to keep it going into this next game versus El Paso. So it was a good game from us, especially we have a lot of takeaways we can take from Tulsa, so yeah.
After the game, Pat told us that Tulsa kind of took the middle of the park out of the equation. How was that for you guys as a midfield?
Yeah, I mean, at first it was just finding out the numerical advantages that we had in the middle. I think we gave them an advantage by not recognizing spaces, but I think now that we watched film and we saw that we actually did have more space than we thought, and we can learn from that and use it in the next game.
So then, when you see you have more space looking back than you may have thought, how do you, as a group, recognize that in-game? So it's not a Monday morning, we had more than we thought. How do you recognize that in the moment?
I think it's just tactically being aware of what, they might throw at us and adjusting on the fly quickly. I think as we did in the second half, I think maybe we can recognize that, like you said, quicker in the first half and adjust that way. But, we're all still learning each other and coming together, so I think things will click for us sooner rather than later.
How would you say the midfield is gelling then, the kind of trio you've been working with?
Yeah, I think all of us get along really well. I think we're starting to understand each other a lot more, whether it's, myself, Hope, Carl, JP, Julio, or even JMO. I think that we're all starting to gel well together, so we can only see positives coming out the rest of the year.
How does maybe playing with Carl into that deeper sixth position than you versus playing with JP, how does that make your role different?
I think it's the same. Honestly, I think they both possess the similar qualities. I think, when I play with Carl, it's a lot more, I guess I get more freedom to go forward more because he has that solidity back there. And same thing with JP. And I think that, throughout the year we'll find, cohesion more. So, yeah.
As you look ahead to El Paso, are there any real focuses this week going into that game?
Yeah, I think, as they play kind of like a similar formation, I think as Tulsa, I think we'll be able to look to break them down in similar ways, but a little bit different because, obviously it's a different game. We're playing away. We have to adjust that way as well. But we look forward to playing them and hopefully getting the 3 points.
Any danger men that have kind of been brought up amongst the group of, hey, don't let this individual beat us in this way, or that he may want to?
I think right now we're just focusing on ourselves. Maybe we'll look at footage later on in the week about them, but right now we're just focusing on what we got to do and focus on our play rather than them right now.
You brought up JMO, obviously you got Braxton, you guys as well. What's it been like, training, playing with some of those younger guys?
Yeah, I mean, they can play, so they can play at the level, so it's easy to play just like playing with, Floody or Emmy or any other guys. They're just like us. Obviously, they're going to gain the experience this year, and I think that they're going to suit in well with the rest of us older guys.
What do you think about Braxton's debut?
Yeah, he done well. I think he had like 100% pass completion, and he done well for himself. Really confident kid, so only good things to come from him throughout the year.
Is there confidence in the group that if he's got to go 70, 80 minutes this next game, that he's going to be comfortable to do that, or is it maybe a little more help and shielding him in some ways?
Well, I think, in the preseason he played against some of, I think Coach said it too in his last interview, we played against Olivier Giroud, and he done well for himself, playing against probably one of the best strikers the world's seen, So I think the preseason he's done well, and whether he has to go 90 or 95 minutes, I think the kid's ready to do what he has to do. So, yeah.